Welcome to Bruges, or as they say in this part of Belgium, welcome to Brugge, because they speak Flemish here and not French, which is Bruges, or German. So let's get into it. Today's video is going to be about having a great day in Bruges, as we mostly say if you're an American. And to give you a little bit of background on Bruges, it is a ninth century city, so it's very quite old. It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site. So the beautiful thing about Bruges is that it was not significantly bombed in World War One or World War Two. So the medieval structures, they are pretty much still original, which is very rare in this part of Europe. And what is also wonderful, it's on the North Sea. It's very common to a Northern European itinerary, and it's pretty easy to have a great time there. Only things to know for sure, if you can check out the port basics video that I'll go into it further. But Zeebrugge is the port that you will sail into. Bruges is just a short train ride away, and I'm going to show you how to get there. And you're going to use euros to get around and your credit cards. So let's get to it. Grab your waffle and let's have some fun. So this video is going to explain how to do it yourself to get from the port to Bruges. It is an 11-mile trip, and it will require at least a train ride, or you can take a shore excursion. So first you need to leave the ship, and it is a commercial port, so you'll have to take a short, very frequent shuttle to get from the ship to the port entrance, and then you'll need to make a walk. And you can see I used Google Maps here to show you it is about a 20-minute walk, how you're going to get to the train station. And I have some pictures here to show you along the way to make sure that you've kind of got yourself set in the right direction. See, I am just leaving the port there, and I've made a very big transition to the right. And just to give you some pictures so you know that you're on the right track, it is very much a resort city most of the time. Zeebrugge is, and there will be lots of people there during the summer, but during the transatlantic season, is which when we were there, it was quite quiet. But these just gives you some shots to let you know that you are on the right path to get to the small train station. And here to show you what the train station looks like, you are looking for Zeebrugge Dorp. That is in the top right. So that is actually the name of the station. See what a picture looks like at the train station's front, because it's not going to say the Brugge Dorp. And you'll just walk to the platform to the side if the station's not open. It wasn't the day we were there, and go to the side to get to your train tickets. You're going to want to buy a round trip train ticket to Bruges Central. And you can see here I want to give you some cost analysis of where I'm basically going to show you how to do a walking tour of Bruges. So this is a picture of the app from my phone to show you what the cruise line was charging. They were charging $170 for this excursion, and we paid, you can see from our train ticket, $780 one way to get to the city, and of course we needed to pay it back. This is in euros, but sure, that is a fraction of what it was for the cruise option. And here on the right, I've got some tips for you. This is how you read a timetable poster in Europe. So it goes by hours. You can see there's the big chunks, the 9 o'clock hour. Then it's going to actually have the train time, which this is 9:08. And then you can see the last arrow points to Bruges. That's where it's going to stop at Bruges, which is only about 9:22. So it's not very far afterwards. So it is a very short train ride and very doable, very clean trains, and people are very nice and helpful. So you can also see too, this duplicates 10 at 10. So about every hour you can get a train to Bruges, and about every hour you can get one back. For any port excursion, what is critical is that you kind of get a sense of the day. How much time do you have in port? How much time do you need to get to the main city? And then how much time you need to get back. Always overestimate, so always come back try to target at least an hour before you need to get back to the ship. That's what we generally do, because in case there's any hiccup, we're okay. And also, you need to add in that little extra time that's going to take to get from the entrance of the port to the ship, where you got to take that extra little shuttle. We've always found the later you are in the day, the more frequent those shuttles are and the less crowded they are. But it's very important to watch this whole video, get a good sense of what you want to do, and then plan your time out based on how long the ship's going to be in port. But you want to get this in your head first before you start your day, to make sure that you get back on time and you have no problems whatsoever. And now you've taken that train ride from Zeebrugge to Bruges Central, and now you need to make your way into the city center. It is so lovely. We went in April, so you can see I have a pretty big coat on. If it's summertime, it could be warm, but you always want to have a raincoat with you, because it's very common for it to rain this time of year. And to give you a sense, if you're walking this, it was pretty easy to do, of distances and time. So this is, you can see at the bottom is where Bruges Central Station is. And this gives you one idea of how you're going to walk to the Market Square. Market Square is the kind of big thing you want to get to, where most of the excursions are. I mean, not excursions, but attractions are. And it is a very easy walk. Well, it's an easy walk in pleasant weather. But this is just to give you an idea of kind of what distance we're talking about. Market Square is about the furthest you're going to walk, and then you're just going to walk back to do this at the end of your day. Here is a picture of Market Square. These are actually pictures we took. So you can see that it's a beautiful main square. It was holiday week, so there are some fun things going on, and it's probably a little more crowded than usual. But you can spend a lot of time in Market Square, going to different shops, having lunch or dinner at one of the fine restaurants there. And also, you can see you can catch a city tour if you decide not to do the shore excursion with the cruise ship. There's all kinds of private tours as well that you can grasp. And you can see this is kind of fun because it's an open bus. The kind of big attraction in that main center is the Belfry Tower. And I gave you the website there because our big tip here is to buy the tickets early. So the picture to the left is a beautiful picture that is from Canva. The picture to the right is the picture we actually took. And we have our sad emoji. And that's because we couldn't get tickets. We tried to buy them that day and they were already sold out. And that was one of the first things we tried to do. So you can buy your tickets online, and that's why the website is there. Otherwise, you might just run out of luck, and that's what we did. It goes with the flow. Some days you win, some days you lose. Another thing that Bruges is a canal tour city. Who knew that? If you're not familiar, it's very much like Amsterdam if you've been there, but they offer all kinds of tours. You can see that little boat there that'll take you around and give you a really nice shot of the gorgeous little city. I just looked at Viator. They had an option that was 2.5 hours. Not too bad. And, so that again, you want to kind of keep that into your time frame. If you only have, 6 hours in port, 2.5 hours are on this tour, you want to make sure you start that tour early enough that you don't get stopped and that you are going to miss your boat. So always keep in mind how long everything takes, but canal tours are a great option. And of course, being a medieval European city, there are going to be cathedrals and churches everywhere. So St. Salvatore Cathedral is the big one, which, are traditional Gothic cathedrals. That's me going out of the exit. We always screw that up. Don't do what we did. And then also inside, that is the Church of Our Lady. And we were there Easter week. So you can see they set it up for the Last Supper. So I thought that was really beautiful. So we took a picture of that. Not uncommon are everywhere. Our pro tip: always be respectful in a church, because there are people there who are worshiping. So just follow the volunteers. And if they tell everybody to be quiet, just be quiet. Just be cool. If they want you to stay out of a chapel, stay out of a chapel. Be very nice about how you take pictures as well. We try not to take too many pictures in a church because we are trying to be respectful that it's a place of worship. Also, what I liked about this is that this is a sign to the right of the for people to read in different languages. And you could just turn the turnstile and it will give you the language that you want. So when you're in a tourist city such as Bruges, it's really accommodating to people who speak different languages. And this is the first time I saw something like this, and I thought it was a great addition. Basilica of the Holy Blood. This was this church has a relic in it that has Jesus's blood on it. That's what the relic is supposed to have on it. You can see it. We did. There's a line for it. Again, try to be respectful so there's not too many pictures. That's one picture we took. But it was definitely something to see. And it was kind of hidden too. This is not on Market Square anymore, but it's a smaller chapel, very well worth the visit to see it. Bischenshof, oh, I'm sure I murdered that. That is a 13th century nunnery. I don't know if that's the right word for it, the counterpart to a monastery, but it is an active nun order and it is from the 13th century. It's a UNESCO site. You can walk inside. They do ask you not to take pictures around there. Of course, because there are real people living there and doing their work. Jan van Eyck Square is also, it is off the beaten path. It is outside of Market Square, so it's not quite as busy. That is a must see, so make sure you walk around there. Again, all of this because it's like a traditional European city. It's like within 10 minutes of walking anywhere from Market Square, you're going to find a lot of nice, fun things to do. And our last bit is on treats to try. So Belgium is famous for its chocolate, and I cannot believe I did not make any more pictures because there were chocolate stores everywhere. So chocolate is happiness. So this is one of them, but definitely try some Belgian chocolate while you're there. Don't You don't want to miss out on that. And fries. Now, Americans, we think fries are McDonald's fries, Burger King fries. No, no, no. Friet is the thing in Belgium and secondary in Holland. They love it so much that there is a Friet museum. And I wish we had time to go to it. But like I said, we didn't plan our day very well. That's why we're telling you is we ran out of time to go to this, but it looks so fun. And at the end of it, I believe they gave you a sample. So frites or fries in Belgium, you can see they come in the cone down here at the right. And they come with sauce. And I'm not talking like ketchup. I'm talking like curry sauce, barbecue sauce, satay. I mean, it is really a whole meal in itself, and I very much encourage you to try it while you're there. It's one of the fun things about being in Belgium. And then the great debate of waffles. Did you know that there are two kinds of waffles in Belgium? There is the Brussels style, which is on the right, and it was kind of like a crustier, more fried, harder version of a waffle. Mine has ice cream on it and chocolate sauce there. And then the Liège style is this style to the right, and that is a rounder, kind of more doughy version. That one we just bought at the grocery store because here at Cruise Port Captain, we really want to help you. So we are willing to put ourselves on the line and test these things out. Everybody gets to decide for themselves what they think is better, the Brussels style or the Liège style. So leave in the comments what you think is better because we'd love to hear your ideas. And that's the restaurant we went to. It was called the House of Waffles, and it was just right off of the Market Square. So it was a great little place to go to, and they had sweet and savory waffles. Did you know there was such a thing as a savory waffle? Well, try that out. It was delicious. It looked delicious. We always go for the sweet because that's just me and the first mate, how we roll. So I hope you've enjoyed this brief tour of Bruges, give you an idea and give you confidence that you can do this on your own. You can save yourself a lot of money by doing it on your own. You simply have to get from the ship to Bruges Central, then walk to the Market Square and just start enjoying yourself. And then when it's time, reverse that process to get back to the ship. And as you may know, if you're enjoying these tips or tricks, not everybody subscribes and likes, but in YouTube world, it certainly helps. If you can just take a little second, hit that like button and a subscribe button, especially because the more you do that, we can keep this thing afloat and keep providing you great information. These are short, but be sure to leave a comment. If you have a question, we're happy to tell you. We're always cautious. We don't want to give you too much information, but we want to give you enough where you feel like you can do this because you certainly can. So have a great time in Bruges and on your cruise. And as always, tot ziens and bon voyage.